Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Library of Ruina. Alright, so watched a video kind of explaining a little bit about Judgment Bird. I mean, we kind of went over it last time, or in a previous video, kind of what the idea is. You're supposed to kind of spread out the judgment. Pretty much your best case scenario is to try to get all the judgment on a certain character that you know can deal with whatever Judgment Bird does. But what most people do instead is they just kill Judgment Bird and ignore all the mechanics. And that's what we're going to do. So there's a video that's about less than 2 minutes long that kind of shows exactly how that's done. Supposedly it still works even with the current version of the game, so we'll see how that plays out. So first of all these times I've used Banah, I did not actually give her any passives. For this one, I'm relying heavily on the first round, so that's why she's set up like this. No changes to our deck for the most part. The key thing here is, of course, wanting to inflict Fairy as much as possible. And then my other three characters are just using Maze Page, no additional passives, and all of them are equipped with the same build, where it's just nothing but cheap cards that attack, that have multiple dice on it. Essentially, the idea, of course, is you want Banah to go first, taking advantage of the fact that range goes first. Or range goes before melee, and inflict as much Fairy as possible, and then afterwards have all these characters attack Judgment Bird and force it to roll dice, and every time it rolls dice it'll take damage from Fairy, and that's the idea. So best case scenario is to have Degraded Pillar and Degraded Fairy and all the shots hit. That's essentially the key idea. That'll put essentially what looks like 8. They'll put a decent amount of Fairy on the target and kind of go from there. So here goes nothing. So it might not work out though. We'll see. So Judgment Bird. So all it's doing is it's going to stare. So what we want to do is reset, because this is a bad starting hand. So that's what we're going to do first. We're first going to restart. So what we want is this. Okay, so what we want is at least we want a Degraded Fairy and a Degraded Pillar. So with Degraded Pillar, we can shoot at this, and then Degraded Fairy can shoot at this. And then everyone else is just going to do a bunch of Fierce Onslaughts, Opportunity Spotteds. Generally you want to do the one with the most dice, and go from there. We should be outspeeding everything because of range shots. So here it goes. I don't know how this will play out, but we'll see. Okay. There you go. So 8 Fairy. So every time it rolls a die, it's going to take 8 Fairy. Don't worry about the birds. Oh, it ran out of dice. I believe they changed how counter dice work, which is why this doesn't work as well. So it took another 8 damage. Name me this library tracks, blah 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 blah. Okay. Let's hide. I can't see how much light you have. Everyone leveled up, so they should at least be okay on that front. So, yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're gonna get hit with this. Targets with 3 cent are instantly killed, which is unfortunately majority of the party. Okay, so this didn't work exactly how I wanted it to. Alright, so we'll try this again. I'll try one more time, but then I might have to just adapt it a little. Okay, we're good to go on that. Okay. So I don't think we'll kill in the first round, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we did better. Okay, this again. Everyone's level 1, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, this time there's only 2 people that get instant killed. Which is good. So yeah, it does the mass attack if three or more have 3+, which is what we had last time. This time, the other requirement is if a single target has 5 or more, which we were just short of. So with that means we can keep doing what we're doing. So we're gonna go ahead and do Degraded Pillar again. Then this. And then we will unload on you. As long as we don't get, well, even if we get staggered, we should be okay. Do it this way, see if that helps. Okay, so again, our shot should hit first. Okay, 7 health left, and dead. So yeah.
여기 올 때마다 넌 느긋하게 차만 훌쩍이고 있구만.
나처럼 모두 안식에 절여져 있지. 도시에서 인간을 위협하는 건 오직 인간뿐인 시대란다. 외곽에는 인간이 만든 괴물들, 그 너머에는 인지를 넘은 존재들이 태연히 있음에도 불구하고 말이지.
득실득실하다고 들었지.
괴물로부터 인간을 지키는 걸까? 인간으로부터 괴물을 지키는 걸까? 그 경계조차 모호하다고 생각하지 않니?
당연히 괴물로부터 인간을 지키는 거겠지.
비로소 그 경계가 모호해질 때 사람의 본 모습이 나오는 거란다. 그것이 에고이자 환상체라고 불리는 것들이지. 지금 그 현상은 뒤틀림이라 명명한 것 같구나.
에? 도시 이야기하고 있는 게 아니야? 게다가 자꾸 사람의 본 모습이라고 말하는데 인간이라는 것이 대체 뭔데? 왜 본 모습이라는 것들은 죄다 나사 빠진 모습이냐고.
글쎄, 무엇일까? 사람은 그저 동물계의 영장류일까? 인간을 무엇이라 생각하니?
뭐 욕심덩어리?
Close. Miserable little pile of secrets.
역시 단순하게 생각할수록 본질을 꿰뚫는 법이구나.
그래서 뭔데?
네가 말한 대로란다. 욕망의 모습이야말로 사람의 본 모습 아니겠니?
말장난이나 하고 말이지. 내가 듣고 싶은 건 그런 게 아니야. 너도 이미 알잖아.
머리에 조율자로서 알고 있는 걸 듣고 싶은 거구나. 도시의 비밀을 알고 싶은 게야. 왜 머리는 도시를 방관하며 고통이 들끓게 하냐고. 엄격하게 통제하는 것 같으면서 왜 전혀 통제하지 않냐는 거겠지.
그래. 그래서 그 답은?
침묵할 뿐이란다.
아우.
진정하렴. 알려주고 싶어도 그럴 수 없단다. 날 책으로 펼쳐내도 마찬가지야. 이미 나는 내가 알고 있는 모든 것을 비워낸 상태니까. 머리에 조율자였던 것은 늘 그런 법이지.
그래. 나도 두 손 두 발 다 들었어. 너에게서 뭔가 알아내려는 건 포기야.
시시하구나. 그래도 현명해. 여기 네 앞에 있는 건 조율자도 무엇도 아닌 그저 인간이었던 존재일 뿐이지.
그래도 난 널 곱게 볼 수 없어. 엔젤라도 분명 그럴 테지.
에포케. 날 있는 그대로 보렴나. 그 어떠한 판단조차 하지 말고 그동안 학습한 무엇에도 얽매이지 않고 나를 보렴.
어떻게 인간이 쌓아온 경험을 제쳐놓고 그냥 지켜볼 수 있어.
나를 조율자로서가 아닌 세피라로서가 아닌 그저 나 자신으로 바라보면 된단다. 그저 내가 겪은 시간 그 자체만으로 모든 걸 몰랐다는 듯이 바라본다면 보이겠지. 인간은 도시에서 서로 얽히며 오랜 시간 퇴적해왔어. 그렇기에 혼탁해 제대로 바라볼 수 없단다. 도시가 그렇지. 오직 자신의 눈으로 바라봐야 보이는 거야.
네 말대로라면 다들 자기 마음대로 제각각 세상을 봐야 한다는 거야? 같은 컵을 보더라도 서로 컵이라고 생각하지 않는다고?
너만의 눈으로 그 자체를 바라보렴. 그렇다면 보이겠지. 하지만 보였을 때 왜 보고자 했는지 잊게 될 거란다. 보려 했던 이유를 잊었기에 고통이며 비극이지.
모든 사람마다 제멋대로 세상을 품을 거야. 그건 답이 정해져 있는 도시에서 있을 수 없어.
그래. 그럼 저마다의 우주를 들여다보려무나.
Alright. So, Roland tried to get answers about her being an arbiter. But unfortunately, her not being an arbiter anymore means she doesn't have that knowledge anymore. And he pretty much just wanted answers by the head and the people that are in control of the city, you know, why they let everything go to shit and essentially let his girl die, essentially. But this is this and that, whatever he happens to say. So, what was it? This is this and this is that. So, the weight of sin. Its scale would never neglect the weight of even the smallest sin. Single ally. Whenever a die this librarian plays rolls the minimum value, take 2 to 7 damage and gain 1 to 2 strength and endurance next scene. That is horrible. Judgment. Then somebody said, but what if the scale doesn't tip in either direction someday? Worried, Longbird made a scale that always tipped to one side. That way, every judgment would yield a clear verdict. Single ally. At the start of the scene, all characters gain 1 sin at 50% chance. If a character has 5+ sin, they take damage equal to 10% of their max HP at the start of the scene, and all sin is removed from them. Sin can be transferred to another character by attacking and damaging them. Tilted scale. All that remains is the unjust scale. The Longbird continues on, doling out judgment. Single ally. After attacking the enemy with the most HP, recover the HP of the ally with the least HP by 2 to 8. 3 times per scene, excludes mass attacks. Alright. So the thing about the birds is they weren't inherently evil. They all were essentially their role was to protect people and things like that. But unfortunately, each of them got kind of twisted in their duties, essentially. So like Judgment Bird was supposed to, you know, pass judgment, but then there was the situation of like, okay, well, what if the scale ends up coming equal? He's like, and so the bird was like, all right, well, I'll just make sure it always tips, and therefore somebody will always get judged. And then the big bird, which I think was all about guiding and guiding people and protecting them in the forest, protecting them from the monster that's in the forest. Eventually, its protection became, well, I'll just kill you before the monster can kill you type situation. And I don't remember exactly what Punishing Bird was all about, but I know it will devour you if you ever hit it. That's all I pretty much know. So for both Hakma and Bana, they only have technically they only have 4 abnormalities. So you do the 3, and then you have the Revelation. Which, of course, the Revelation rewards you with a lot more cards, because obviously we're still down, you know, an entire set. But we can't do them until we fully realize the floor of general works, essentially. So, also we won't be able to do anything with this until we get certain books, which we don't have access to, which are not until the next. Essentially the final section of the game. So, got that going for us. Also, we got our 5th character for Floral Philosophy. So at this point, we have every character. I just need to name them. So yeah, I still need to name both Ara and Piper into some sort of Toho name. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next time, I'm either going to continue the story, or I'll do the Revelation here. The Revelation here is, of course, going to be a long one. Because obviously it takes forever to go through those battles and the dialogue for them. But at the same time, we also have this, which is going to have probably a major boss fight at the end, which is going to be pretty rough. Just making sure I have the books for this. I do, just barely. Okay. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm The Depressed Dealer. This is Library of Runa. I'll see you guys later.